Greetings to everybody in YouTube land. It's time to take a quick look at weeks 6 through 10 of the Palm Coast Lanes Friday Night Mix. With finally a full, stable field, teams would no longer have to worry about losing ground because of vacancy scores. Subs have been flowing in, and more often than not, they can be game changers, either good or bad. The most important week of this stretch would be week 7 and position round number 1. Would the first perfect game be bowled in 7 years this time? Let's find out. Week 6 of the Friday Night Mix would be chock full of blowouts. Many battles wouldn't be close, and the biggest blowout would be at the hands of 2S3J as they manhandled 7.5 degrees. Tom Heiser would bowl fantastically and boost up your alley over what Jacob Gray and Hit and Miss could do. Forget About It would finally have their 24-point winning streak come to an end against the Steelers, and then win the next game by over 200 points. Joining Forget About It in the 1-2 position round matchup would be Here for a Good Time with Tony Royal's outstanding performance. Also worth noting was that Kings and Queens finally snapped their 28-point losing streak. Will the blowouts continue, or would things even out in the position round? Week 7 of the Friday Night Mix would mark the first position round of the season, and for the most part, high scoring took a backseat to some close battles. The battle between Forget About It and Here for a Good Time lived up to the hype, with Tony Royal's bunch taking 4. One theme from the position round were very close finishes. Second Chance had 2 close wins, as did 2S3J and Highly Medicated. Amanda Parrish had a week-high 657 series in conditions that made some really good bowlers look rather ordinary. Week 8 of the Friday Night Mix wouldn't have much in the way of dominating team performances. A few bowlers would stand tall though. 7.5 degrees would win the rematch with the Alley Cats. Richie Roser had an awesome 266 game for the 5 stars as they would hold their own against the Hot Pockets, while Steve Hoffman Jr. would be downright amazing as 2S3J would win again. Tony Royal's bunch had no answers for Second Chance, quite a stark contrast to weeks past. Even though 6 bowlers bowled at least a 600 series, Tony Royal's and Dog Wolk's 614s marked as the lowest week-high series of the season. Week 9 of the Friday Night Mix would be a tough week for a lot of bowlers and hot teams. There were 9 not top performers, and both of the league's hottest teams went down. 2S3J would get swept by the 5 stars, while the oddballs would sweep Second Chance in a battle where the outcome on a few shots could have changed everything. Only 2 bowlers would escape with a 600 series, and Mike Hamilton would have a surprise 231, good enough for a best top performance. Forget About It's great story would continue as it would dramatically increase their lead from 1 to 5.5, even though they didn't take 7. Week 10 of the Friday Night Mix would be a blow-up fest, and through all this, the 700 series barrier would fall for the second time. Matt Meyer would come up big with an incredible 712 series, as Here for a Good Time would knock off the Alley Cats. By the way, there were big blowouts. The 6 blowouts were decided by an average of 247 points. STFUMB would suffer the biggest blowout of the 6, losing by 350 points. The other 5 teams wouldn't fare much better. As for Forget About It, they would struggle against Second Chance and have their big lead evaporate. As we head into November, we'll look to see more competitive battles and close finishes. Hopefully, that will happen. And that'll do it for this 5-week stretch that was in the Friday Night Mix, and I'll do a summary 5 weeks from now. And until then, so long for now!